Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier. It has been quite a while since we have done the live stream. Looking for the indicator here using the StreamYard interface to make sure that y'all can hear my audio. So if you can, in fact, hear the audio, definitely let me know. We haven't done this in a while. I'm sure I'm nice and rusty when it comes to live streamings. Live streaming, I can't even say live stream, so I guess I am rusty, but it's great to join all of you. We're playing with some new technology and a couple different setups that I have here today. If you happen to catch the live stream, you're not familiar with me, my name is Dan Currier. I run a YouTube channel called Creator Fundamentals with the goal of helping you grow your YouTube channel to help you make consistent content, to earn money, and to ultimately live your personal freedom by allowing that channel to become a thriving business. So it's great to be out here live with all of you. Like I said, we're doing a little bit different setup here. I am streaming to YouTube and Facebook in a couple different places, I think in Twitter, and we're trying this all out so we can move forward and get back into this swing of live streams. We're going to be doing live streams a little bit differently than we did them in the past, but I am trying to bring them back into the mix. And it is good to see all you guys show up, especially when we didn't have anything planned or scheduled or announced ahead of time. So I appreciate that. Going to jump in the chat here in a minute and say hello to everybody. Also need to make sure that I'm looking at the right chat because with StreamYard, it kind of consolidates chat across. But I think most people are used to joining me over on YouTube. That's where I see a lot of the names. I see Aaron, KDZ, is it Marshall Chan, fully involved media group out there, Inside the Lab, Dr. Elo, T and Sharinda TV, So Creative, the HFL Vlogs. Good to see everybody out there. Electro Agency, Alex. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. But definitely, hey, Mohammed, see you out there as well. Good to see everybody over. I see the chat here in YouTube. Couple Hustle Tools out there as well. And Coconando Keto. I might have messed that up, but what are you going to do? Kathy Fit, good to see you as well. Been a long time since I did a live stream. We decided to stop live streams prior to People of Video, I think. And then we had COVID and all kinds of fun stuff to work our way through. So definitely I see Consult a Blind Guy out there. POV Society is definitely in the house. I see multiple members of POV Society. That is our private group that we have been meeting together since People of Video back in May. It is an opportunity to mastermind and also network with other creators who are trying to do all the same things that you're doing. So if you're interested in that, you can go to povsociety.com and check it out. But today we're just hanging out, seeing how the technology works. I have a couple different things set up. Not that the light is the best here, but I can show you one of the things that I'm playing with. This is a view that you've never seen before. Because I am working on setting up multiple cameras in the studio, and this is just kind of a test. You can see the chaos that actually exists behind my my desk here. We have all my storage, which I have way too much technology back there, wires and devices that I should be using that I'm not using completely, but they're all out there. Baggers and Brews, great to see you as well. You know, when you don't go live for a while, you don't see a lot of the people that you're used to seeing all the time with the weekly live stream. So it's definitely good to be back. Definitely great to be able to talk with all of you guys one-on-one. We're going to hang out for a little while. I don't really have a set time. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to get on, try some of this technology and kind of start getting back into the swing of things so we can get this going on a more consistent basis. I don't think we're going to go back to weekly, but maybe a couple times a month or at least once a month to be able to connect and answer any questions you guys might have or any other thing that you want to talk about. So we're definitely going to do that today as well. Let's see. Hi, Melissa. I see you out there. Bring in a couple new faces when we're streaming to Facebook because we don't typically stream to Facebook. But I got StreamYard all set up before I stopped doing live streams, and then never really used it. And we're going to certainly change that and get into a more consistent basis, or a more frequent basis, I guess is the best way to put it. Let's see. Brother, my channel has a strike. What should I do? Figure out what you did to get the strike and don't do it anymore. That's your best bet. Unless you're sure that your strike is unwarranted, you can dispute it. But otherwise, if it was like content, if you use somebody else's content and they issued the strike against you, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do with that, except kind of eat it and try to avoid that in the future. But let's see. Yes, been nice. Been a few months, I think before May, or maybe early May is when we actually did the live stream. Oh, I can break news to you guys. I think I just broke my chair. That was a little bit disturbing. People of Video in 2021 is going to be October 8th, 9th, and 10th. So we have a full year from now plus, just due to COVID and everything. Wanted to make sure that we scheduled that in a time frame when it wasn't going to conflict, and we've gotten past all of this isolation and all that. So October, mark your calendars. You have over a year to prepare. Come hang out with me and your fellow creators in Albany, New York on October 8th, 9th, and 10th. And I'm going to look at the calendar as I'm saying that out loud and make sure I'm not screwing it up. But that is the plan. October 2021. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8th, 9th, and 10th. That is when we're going to get together. Some of you who were originally bought in-person tickets for this year's event were able to join this year's event on a virtual basis. And as I promised, anybody who bought the tickets to attend in person this year will be able to attend in person in 2021 at no additional charge. So it's going to be great to see everybody. It was a bummer to not see people in person in May after a year of planning on that. And for those of you who don't know People of Video is our conference. It was supposed to be in person for the first time here in 2020, but then 2020, that is the dumpster fire, happened and we didn't get to meet in person. But we are going to make that happen in 2021, get together, be able to meet all of you face to face, and just network with your fellow creators. There is just something about getting in a room full of other people that are like-minded, that are trying to do the things that you're trying to do, and you just pick up some golden nuggets about how to actually move yourself forward and not just have this hobby of, hey, I throw a video on YouTube every once in a while, but actually put a plan together to grow an audience, to build a brand, to develop a business and actually make money doing this. All of this crazy stuff that I have here was all bought by YouTube money. I did not put any of my money into this setup, that ridiculously overstocked bins full of electronics and other devices. That was all paid for by the money that I've made from YouTube. I did not put any of our personal budget, my family's budget, into the YouTube process. So it's definitely possible. I've been on the platform for like 3 years, so not a ton of time to actually make money that you can spend, and a little bit more time than that to actually, reach some bigger goals, which we're certainly going to aim for here on Creator Fundamentals. So I'm going to jump back in the chat again. I get rambling here, and I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. Fully involved coming through with the 411. Dan, your last live stream was March 25th. So March, April, May, June, July, August. It's been 5 months since we've done a live stream. So it's great to be back. It's great to be able to talk to you guys. It's great to see everyone show up and hang out with us. I've been on YouTube 2 years, says T, and sure into TV. Let's see, jumping in here, checking. I appreciate Andrew, you getting that information. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking, and we have the new puppy out in our house, and it's a whole lot noisier than it used to be. Hello from Romania, Tutorial Auto HD. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us here. I'm just curious, how did we end up? I'm scrolling to see. Oh, thank you so much to Baggers and Brews for the super chat. That is awesome. Love for you to cruise over and give us a channel review. We've grown a bit with lots of tips from you along the way. Fantastic. Absolutely. We'll definitely here. Let's see. Can I do this without... You guys have been on a great path for a while now, so it's not surprising that all right, we're going to put you up there. Now, this is a new setup for me doing the channel reviews through StreamYard. So we'll see how well I pull this off, and hopefully it'll work. High tech, new tech, hi, big fan. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. It's awesome to be able to interact with you. You know, sometimes the days get long and real life gets in the way, and you know, YouTube can be a grind sometimes, and things like this are a good break to kind of just chill out and have a conversation and talk a little YouTube. So we're gonna try to do that tonight. Can you say my name? Let's see. The question is, can I say your name without is it Kalia Luna? Hopefully I said that right. You can let me know in the comments if I did that justice or whether I butchered it. Glance Vlogs, I'm here. Happy to see you. Hope you can help me. Thanks. Awesome. Hi again, MJ Fortnite TV. Buying a new graphics card, but I don't have the money for it. If I did, I would have so much support, but I want to buy it with donors and YouTube money, but it's still a long time to go. So yeah, I mean, that's, it's tough sometimes because you gotta, you know, you gotta work your way there. And sometimes it feels like it takes a lot longer than you want it to. I know for me, when I started this channel, I did all the videos on my phone, and the puppy's barking in the background if you can hear her. I started on my phone, and I actually edited the videos in iMovie on my phone. So most of them were just basic jump cuts and you know, like that, what I could manage to do on iMovie. And I did close to 100 videos that way. Let's see. I see some POV Society members chatting back and forth out there. Great to see you guys. And make sure, I don't know. Let's see. All right. Lemonhead Penny, welcome. Good to see you. And let's see. Urban Explorer, how's it going? Not sure which chat. I'm gonna stick to looking at the chat in StreamYard, make sure that I don't miss anybody. But the overwhelming majority of people, at least according to who's chatting, is YouTube, which is not surprising. Melissa, I wore my t-shirt today. I certainly that is my cousin Melissa. She is expecting, and she wore her People of Video t-shirt. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think you got the black t-shirt. Awesome. And let's see. Make sure we're not missing anybody. We're going to try to do a channel review here and take a look. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do this right. So I think... So I have two options. I can pop into here. That's way too small. I think this one makes me small in the channel. But I think if we go this way, that's going to be the best way to go. So the question is, I leave that there. I think I can do this and then this. Try not to screw this up now. Okay. Baggers and Brews, Harley's Craft Beer. Great rides every week. That sounds like a pretty good combination. Digging the channel art. Everything looks good. You're certainly communicating to everybody what your channel is about. I'm going to bring up your channel on mobile, even though it does look pretty well where it's supposed to be. Baggers and Brews. Let's see. Pull it up. Ooh, I wonder if I can do, let's get crafty here. If I did, oh no, that won't work. Let's see. If I do this, oh, okay, there's a little bit of opportunity. Here, let me see. I'm going to see if I can pull this off. So if I go here and I switch this camera to here, I don't know if I can, if you can see, if you look to the left those words that you have where it says Harley, craft beer, etc. It looks like it is, I don't know if that'll focus, but it's kind of cut off. I can actually see it's cut off at like the A. So I think if you tighten this up, this area up right here. Let's see, do I have, I don't think I have markup on here, but bring this in a little bit, at least on iPhone, it's being pinched off a little bit. So you definitely want to get that. I mean, it's real close. It basically is cutting off at the A in Harley. So if you move that in a little bit more, that would be, you'd be golden. You'd be golden there. So definitely looking good. I know your video quality was pretty top notch. Oh, I was curious if you guys did the Sturgis thing. Let's see here. Pause. Looking good. Let's see. Yeah, I mean your editing has been pretty darn good, so I don't think we have any issues there. And uploads, popular uploads. My personal preference on the channel, your main channel, is to use to actually create playlists like this. These look like the default upload and popular upload. I actually create my own just to give me a little bit more flexibility with how they're shown. And I can do things like the latest from Creator Fundamentals. So it's something that could potentially show up in search. And then instead of just showing a bunch of different playlists, you can actually list these playlists out. I think you have like 10 rows of stuff that you can show here. So you have the opportunity to kind of show people a lot more than what you might be showing them. And again, my personal preference is just to replace the ones that YouTube gives you. Because like on popular uploads, I think it's strictly just grabbing your videos by most views. But like if you have a video that's kind of dead, that's not really drawing traffic, and you want to put, some other videos there that are actively growing, you may want to kind of do your own custom popular videos from Baggers and Brews, and you can, change the order of the videos, etc., and all that. So Stuart Video, hello, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. But that would be my thought on here. I'm sure everything else is nice and locked down. Let's see. Subscribe for awesome writing, great beer, and product reviews. I think you have an opportunity here to get a little bit deeper into what's going on here. I mean, on a high level, that's a good first sentence, but kind of give some information about, obviously you have 3 of you in the icon. Perhaps dive into who you are, why you do what you do, and just kind of to further create that connection with your audience. Also, let me know in the chat if there's anything particular you want me to look at. Otherwise, I'm just kind of skimming through and seeing how everything's going. Check out your community tab. Dropped a new video, staying in touch with people. This is also a good place to do like, interact with your audience and ask people questions, do polls and those sorts of things. Depending on the right poll, those are usually a pretty good way to kind of get people to engage with your channel and react and interact and share their thoughts. So I might consider doing that as well. But yeah, you guys have definitely been doing good work. Are these okay? These are live streams. All right. The one thing I'll say just about thumbnails, and looks like you're doing some live streams here. Red's a really tough color to use for text. As you can see, when we look at this, it's really hard to read that text. Red, the only way that red really looks good is if it is on a stark white background. If you try to put red on any dark color, even if you try to outline it in white, it just gets really muddy especially on these, it looks like there might be like a shadow drop that makes it even worse because the red kind of just melts into the black and it just doesn't, it's not clear. It doesn't make it pop. It just makes it more muddy. It's just a really hard thing to make look good. So I try to avoid red text. If you are going to use red text, I would probably use it very limited, and maybe I would put it in like a white box. But it really has to be significant to, really stand out that way and really be separated from the background in order to show up. All right. So hopefully that information was helpful. In general, on your thumbnails, think high contrast, think less is more. If you have a picture that can communicate to people, try to find the best picture to communicate whatever emotion you want that person to feel when they're scrolling by. If it's excitement for Sturgis or, whatever other story that you're telling along the road while you're riding. Any of those things, maybe it's just a bar scene with beers on the bar. You want people to feel something, and the more you can do that with imagery versus a bunch of text, I think people are obviously visual by nature, and you have the title to communicate in word form. So try to make the text as minimal on the thumbnail as possible. Construction Cronies, good to see you. Thanks for coming and hanging out. All right, so let me see if I can put this back up here now. All right, I think we're good. Sweet. I appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out, considering that I didn't announce this or anything. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And let's see. Scrolling. Baggers and Brews, missed you, buddy. Missed you guys too. You kind of get caught up in a bunch of other stuff and you forget all the cool people that we get to hang out with when we do the live streams. And if you came into the live stream late, we are looking to bring live streams back. I'm probably going to use StreamYard so we can start to reach out beyond YouTube, do a little Facebook and Twitter if we're live streaming, we might as well share it in other places as well. And we're definitely going to try to get back more frequently to do live streams now that stuff has kind of settled down, gotten into a new routine. The kids will be going back to school now in a couple weeks or a week and a half, something like that. So I think it's definitely time to start getting back into live streams. Christina Smallhorn, how's it going? Great to see you. Thank you for coming and hanging out in the live stream tonight. Dan is doing well. I can't complain. I see. Do you leave YouTube Studio on when you're uploading? Do you mean desktop or mobile? On desktop, you upload. Yeah, I mean, I guess it pretty much pops you into YouTube Studio when you upload. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mess with it while it's uploading. On mobile, you actually upload through the YouTube app itself, and then you edit in YouTube Studio, which is kind of weird because why wouldn't you just upload in YouTube Studio? But let's see here. Come on. How do I get my channel? There we go. Yeah. T and Sharinda. Let's see. We'll show that. Oh, so here's the challenge. Make sure if you're asking about your channel in terms of a review that you're logged in as the channel that you want me to look for, because for some reason they remove the ability to go to channel from the chat. When you guys click on the 3 dots next to somebody's name, do you have the option to go to their channel? I feel like they removed that back on one of the last live streams I did. I didn't know if it was permanent, but it definitely doesn't seem to be there. So let's see. So we think we've got this figured out. So we've got that there. And Diana Wilson, hello to you. First time catching you live. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Talking a little YouTube. And okay, I think it's better to go with this chat. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this down here so you guys aren't staring at the bottom of my chin. This is one of the downsides of having your monitors like this. I finally put my camera, you guys can't really see my cursor, but I finally put my camera in the middle of the screen, which is good. And I, if you just saw in the corner there, my son just poked his head in. He probably didn't even realize he just made it to the live stream. This vertical setup is good for space concerns, but it gets a little high. So what are you going to do? YouTube asks me to put pin in my Google AdSense, but I haven't got my mail from YouTube yet. What should I do? You should wait for your mail. They do send out a little perforated envelope that has the PIN number in it, and you just got to wait for that to come in the mail. I would imagine if you don't receive it after a period of time, then you'd be able to, you may be able to reach out and have them resend it. But you do have to wait for that and add that, and then you're good to go. That's just their way of verifying your physical address. All right. So, okay, what did we wanted to do this and okay. Oh, this next one might make me hungry. All right, hang on a sec here. Let's get this one up and running. I've got that. All right, so we're looking at T and Sharinda TV. And if I go here, so we've got, let's close this out here. T and Sharinda TV, new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Well, that's a lot of videos. Mukbang challenge, cooking and business. Subscribe. We've got your Facebook link over here. All right. Oh, a seafood boil. You guys are going to kill me here. Already looks amazing, and I haven't even, oh, that looks good. All right. You said you wanted me to look at thumbnails, I do believe. Let's look at your videos, see what we got going on. So I'm assuming I'm looking at your, actually, let's go to videos and look at these by your most recent uploads. I think that was basically what I was seeing. I would be curious how these are. There's a lot going on in these thumbnails. Sometimes that works, but it's kind of hard in a lot of them to kind of pull out a theme. So like this one, for example, if you can make sure you can see my cursor. All right, make sure. Okay. So like this one, for example, it's 7 tacos in 7 minutes. But I feel like the tacos are the hardest thing to see because of the challenge here. Whereas if you did something, it just seems, yeah, like there's just a ton going on. I see you guys, you're kind of using this, it looks like an overlay of a camera on the back. I'm just wondering if maybe you can, simplify this a little bit. Maybe if you took that background and made it, got rid of the challenge, I think just by saying like 7 tacos in 7 minutes, people get the idea that that is a challenge. So you probably don't have to say challenge. You also don't have to repeat your titles on your thumbnails. So it looks like in a lot of these, you're trying to recreate your entire message on the thumbnail. Whereas this one, if you just had your face and a bunch of a bunch of nuggets covering, and it just said 10 minutes over the nuggets, people are going to kind of get the idea of what you're trying to say, rather than telling them again with the written word. Your thumbnail and your title kind of want to work together. They shouldn't repeat each other. So your title is going to give them the specifics of what's going on. You want the thumbnail simply to go, "Ooh, that looks interesting. What's going on there? Let me read the title and see." And I think that there's some opportunities in some of these to kind of cut down on the text. I would say on most of these, you don't need to put the word challenge in the thumbnail. And that just kind of takes away from the image that you're hiding in the background. I see this same thing with the hugs. Because the challenge is here, you're kind of obscuring the one that you're holding. You're obscuring the hugs, which are the primary topic of this, are just barely visible at the bottom of the thumbnail. And then you have a bunch of this background, which you don't really need. Now, if you move this up and it was, the hugs took up half the thumbnail and you could see each of you drinking one, you really don't need all this background stuff that just has a lot going on back there. It's kind of busy. You could drop out that background using something like Canva. And it is, which, by the way, for those of you who are looking for how to do thumbnails, depending on what you're using, Canva has come such a long way. When I first tried Canva, I'm like, yeah, they're all right. They're just like every other online graphics service, but man, they have absolutely knocked it out of the park recently, to the point where I usually do my thumbnails in GIMP, which is like Photoshop. I've been doing my thumbnails on Canva. And I do believe you can go, let's see, let me make sure I'm not making this up. Yes, I am making that up. That is, just double checking, because I think I have. Yeah, if you go here, let me see if I can. How can I do that here? If we go here and so if I go, oh no, wait. If I do that and then that. Oh, no, that ain't it. I can't type. It is. See if that goes. That goes. Okay. So that one. So if you go to dlinks.cc, which is my personal link shortener /Canva, you can actually get 30 days free of Canva Pro. It's amazing. It really is. It replaces so many different other tools. It is a paid service, but try it for 30 days and think about anything else that you're paying for, that you can possibly replace with their service. Because not only can you do thumbnails, but you can upload video clips and make like previews of your YouTube videos to put on Instagram stories and Facebook. They have a template for like absolutely every possible thing you can consider. LinkedIn, all over the place, and they're pretty advanced in terms of what they are offering. And the other day I had a conversation. I had interactions with somebody who works at Canva, and I had sent them a message, and I'm like, your mobile app is great, but it would be really nice to be able to do this, which you can do on your desktop, but you can't do it on the app. And I swear within like 3 days, they had that functionality in the app. So it's absolutely fantastic. They don't sponsor me or anything. I mean, that's an affiliate link. but I'm just blown away by how much stuff you're going to be doing. And I've heard about some really cool stuff that they're going to be adding to Canva. And it's just amazing how many different, almost any graphic need that you have, you can pull off on Canva. So they are definitely one to check out. But yeah, in terms of your thumbnails, less text, less clutter, and try to communicate the core message of the video rather than trying to get everything crammed in there. All right. T and Sharinda, thank you. So I need to work on my thumbnails more. We all have to work on our thumbnails. Nobody ever gets to stop working on their thumbnails. That is an ongoing effort. You know, as your channel progresses, you'll get into doing A/B testing, which is basically using a tool like TubeBuddy, which is a browser plugin that lets you that kind of overlays some tools on YouTube itself. If you don't use that, you can go to trytubebuddy.today and try them out. But A/B testing is super powerful because instead of just looking at a thumbnail and going, hey, is this good? I think it's good. What do you guys think? Do you think it's good? It actually measures them statistically, and it alternates between two thumbnails, and it records the data to see how many people viewed it, how long they watched it, when they clicked away, all these different things to tell you which one is statistically more valuable in terms of bringing in an audience and keeping them watching. So Zugamugo, hello, late as didn't know we were streaming again. Yeah, I just kind of decided I was going to go live, and it's been a while. It's only been 5 months, as I've been told. So it was definitely time to come and hang out with you guys. Hi, Dan. Hi, Christina. Hi, everyone. Hi, Susie. Welcome to the live stream. Zach's text. Hello to you as well. Let's see if there's anybody else. Aiden, I see out there. And if you're lurking in the chat, definitely say hello and let us know that you're here. Started using Baggers and Brews. We started using Canva. Yeah, I mean, I am more and more impressed by Canva every day. And I'm very, for those of you who don't know, when I'm not doing YouTube, I work for a software company, and I have been in the software as a service industry for 25 years. And the thing that, so I'm really picky when it comes to the way software works, how intuitive it is, what its interface is like, and I just expect things to work. To me, the best software is software you don't need to read instructions for because it's so intuitive. You can tell what you should be doing by the way in which the software is laid out, how it's set up, you know, what tasks and options they make available to you on any given screen should kind of intuitively walk you through the process. So I'm really picky. And, you know, to the point where I've had companies that do online video editors reach out to me and be like, hey, we want you to do videos. And I've had to say, I can't do a video on this because I can't share this with people because these 3 things don't work reliably. And I don't want to give you guys a video about how to use some service that only works half the time. So, I usually use a new service looking for what's wrong with it. And Canva is, yeah, I mean, they're just doing everything right now. So, and just the amount of stuff they have is pretty overwhelming that there's pretty much nothing that you can, nothing you can't find. Is that a double negative? You can find anything you want on there. With the pro version gives you some additional features as well as a bunch of like additional stock material that you can use from video clips and images and all kinds of extra stuff. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to kind of be able to make graphics and market your stuff through social media, it's definitely the way to go. Dirty Shoes Adventures. I'm here listening and learning. Great to see you. I got a feeling Dale is out here. Dale, if you're out there lurking, definitely say hello, my friend. Jacob Segura, hello to you. And make sure I'm not missing anybody. I don't know if there's a delay. Every once in a while, I feel like, okay, that's good. All right, let's give me a moment. We're going to randomly grab. All right, so okay, that's good. Gonna take a look at a channel. MJ Fortnite TV. Is that really showing double? What in the world is going on here? All right. So the first thing that jumps out about your channel is that I'm not seeing any channel art. You have an opportunity there to share some more information with your audience. Let them know what's going on, why they should care. Whoops, it's not what I wanted to click. About. My name is Mustafa. I play Fortnite, Apex, Modern Warfare, Warzone. All right, so we need some commas in there. So I don't think Fortnite, Apex, Modern Warfare, Warzone, H1Z1, and Realm Royale is one thing. So get some commas in there and get your punctuation consistent. Just little things like that can go a long way. Usually stream on weekdays, so drop a subscribe if you want to enjoy my videos. So in this particular description, you're simply telling people what you do. You have to think about this in terms of what's in it for the viewer. Tell them why they should watch you. Not, hey, I'm going to be streaming and playing video games. Come check out my stuff. It's give them a reason. And if you can't give them a reason, then you need to think about who you're making videos for and why. If your videos are just simply you playing a game and then recording it, you want to get beyond that and figure out how you can actually add value to the people who are watching your content and figure out what that means, why they're watching, what it is that you do differently from everybody else, and how you can share that information. Let's see. Fortnite, how to join. I'm switching to stream on Twitch. I would be careful. If I were you, I would read. I'm switching to stream on Twitch. Come and drop a follow. Be a little careful of making content that serves no other purpose than to send somebody to another platform. I feel like there's something in YouTube terms of service about that. If you make a video that serves no other purpose than to say, hey, come watch me somewhere else, that could cause problems for your channel. But generally speaking, yeah, you want to think about who it is that would want to watch your videos and what you're doing to make your content valuable for them, rather than simply recording a bunch of stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you as the creator. Very rarely does that happen where it's just you, the creator. Over time, you can develop that relationship with your audience. But you have to start with value and give people a reason to watch before any of that happens. Little improvements, big results. Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Just keep making tweaks and keep track of them and understand exactly how they're impacting your channel, good or bad. Question from inside the lab, PC Tech. Is my channel branding universal / consistent? Let us take a peek here. So far, I think that the channel review on here is kind of not too bad in terms of being able to pull up. All right, let's see what we got going on here. And once again, let me pull you up on mobile. Make sure, see how that looks. I see some stuff. Okay. So yeah, that works well. PC hardware tips and tricks. I feel like, and you probably want to be able to see this now that I have it up. The header, I mean, visually it looks good. It might be a little busy though. Feels like you're trying to tell everybody a lot of stuff. PC hardware tips and tricks, all right. But then for enthusiasts, gamers, content creators, who wants to build PCs that get things done? I feel like there's a little too much messaging going on here. I might try to figure out how to say this in less words. PC hardware tips. Because I think if somebody's looking for PC hardware tips and tricks, then it really doesn't matter what else they do and why. And this is kind of, you could probably do away with that as well. I just feel like there's nobody's going to read all that. So you kind of want to give a higher level look at how to say that. I'm Terrence and I'm Terrence and you love, I think there might be an if in there somewhere. I'm Terrence and if you love PCs, saving money on tech and playing video games. Oh, I'm Terrence and you love PCs, saving money on tech and playing video games, and so do I. I would rethink this in terms of all of the things about you and what you enjoy, and maybe communicate that to the audience. Hey, if you want to find tips and tricks on the latest PC hardware, subscribe to the channel, that kind of thing, and then go into your backstory about who you are and why it's important to you. I always talk about it as leading with the headline. Tell them what's in it for them, because people are selfish. They're when they're looking for content, there's usually something that motivates them to look for content, and it's not necessarily to learn more about you who they don't know yet. So think about it in those terms. Try to kind of reduce that a little bit. And as far as branding, thumbnails look pretty good. I mean, this is starting to get borderline a little small on the text. First YouTube live stream. Awesome. Best budget. Yeah, to me, like, this is a very effective thumbnail. That's good. Generally speaking, aside from some small text, these are interesting thumbnails. From that point on, I would just kind of take a look at the analytics and see how people are responding to them, and maybe do some testing on that front. But generally speaking, I mean, aesthetically they look good, but that's not always the indicator of whether or not they're going to perform the way you want them to. But I mean, like a high level view for the ones that you've actually branded for your channel. They seem to be, like, these last few seem to be on point in terms of the branding and the color scheme and everything that you have working here. So All right, and let's see if we go back to here. Okay. Yeah, shortening the value proposition is it. I mean, being able to write who you're targeting in a single sentence, I think is important. I don't think the breaking it down into segments the way that you have is necessary. And I think it just might be trying to please everybody. Because if you're for enthusiasts and gamers and content creators, you're pretty much kind of for everybody. So you probably don't need that line at all. So PC hardware tip, that kind of going that route rather than what you got. And I mean, even on desktop, you obviously have a bunch more stuff over here. Well, you can't see this because I don't have you on there, but you have on desktop, you have a bunch more stuff over here. So, you might just want to go there. PC hardware tips and tricks for PCs that get things done, or PC builds that get things done. And that kind of encompasses everything. All right. Okay. Aaron Jamison, PC tech for gamers and more. It's one suggestion. Somebody else says, don't you think PC or hardware picture is missing? Yeah, I mean, you can kind of go. Sometimes it's a challenge to put everything in your channel art. It is your channel art is a bit vague. I mean, the blurred background doesn't really give you any insight into anything that looks like PC hardware. So there might be some opportunity to put something up there, like a sharp picture of a graphics card or something like that. But just checking out a few channels here behind the scenes. All right, let's bring up Aiden's channel. All right, Aiden. So I'm guessing it's a Roblox channel. There's some opportunity on your channel art to kind of get an image that's actually designed for the channel art space, because you're a little cut off here. So I don't know how big this picture is, whether you have an opportunity to kind of zoom out so you don't chop off the head of the little Roblox dude here. Never trust it. Generally speaking, a lot of this text on these thumbnails is really hard to read. And I would try as much as possible to use images on your thumbnails rather than just solid colors and words. And again, we don't want to just simply restate our title. We want to actually, if you're talking about something specific, then you want that to be on your thumbnail and not just, things like this. Also, try to get high contrast text on backgrounds that things stand out, like white on black obviously is high contrast. But then if you look at something like this, where you might think it would be high contrast, red and black just looks muddy. And you have to think about what it looks like when it's small, because more than half the people who watch your content are going to be doing so on a mobile device. So when you have this tiny text on that, and then it's shown on a device, then you're probably not going to see, people aren't going to be able to see what is on the thumbnail. All right. Oh, wait, let me make sure that I wasn't. No, yeah, I'm definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, if the original picture, he wasn't chopped off, there's obviously specific dimensions. The actual thumbnail or the actual area for the image that you upload is roughly the same shape as a thumbnail, obviously in bigger dimensions here. But you have to use a template to understand where the middle part, only the very middle strip of the thumb or the image actually gets shown on desktop. So something to consider. All right, and let me look here. And look at another one here. All right, so we're going to pull up another channel. So the first thing that jumps out in your channel art, for one thing, it's too wide. This is going to get chopped off on mobile. And I bet it's the words are going, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so if you can see, let's see here. Too many buttons. If we come back to here and we go to here, you can see that everything gets chopped off on mobile. Plus, you're not really using that space to tell anybody what your channel is about. Uploads every week, but you can't tell what your uploads are about. Spend a lot of time with your goal here. Welcome to my channel. I upload every week. Again, you need to think about this in terms of why somebody would watch your channel. What is the topic that you're covering on your channel, and how is that valuable to the people who are going to consider watching it? Let me take a look at your videos. Well, to put it clearly, it's about recommendations on apps. So this recommendations about apps, you should be leading with that. That should be, this is what my channel's about. That should be on your channel art. That should let everybody know exactly what to expect from your channel. And again, the less text, the better on a thumbnail. So these thumbnails that are just a solid color and text, you're probably not going to win as many views as you might otherwise be able to do if you're actually using using imagery to kind of communicate that. And I would imagine uploading time and why it sucks on your phone. You know, there's different ways to communicate that message rather than just words. And in this case, the contrast is really low. The colors are almost the same, and it's really hard to read the text. It's probably not going to prompt too many people to stop when they're scrolling by. And again, when you're using dark text on an image, you have to be careful of the background changing colors, because over here, it's kind of okay to look at. And I'm talking about stuff again that you guys can't see. But anyway, this thumbnail, first of all, the fancy text is kind of hard to read. The contrast is really low. That's not really going to get anybody to stop and click. These thumbnails where you just have a solid color and text are not going to be as effective as maybe something like this without that text, because you can't read that text anyway. Never put text in the lower right-hand corner because it gets obscured by the timestamp. And when you are putting text over an image in the background, you want to be aware that when the background changes, the contrast changes. So while you can read the text here, it becomes much harder to read on the darker part of the background. And be wary that you don't want to put a bunch of text, and it definitely needs to be high contrast. Like this thumbnail over here can't really read the text. This thumbnail can't read the text. There's too much text, way too much text. Less text, more images to communicate the message. And don't reproduce your title on the thumbnail. That's not what the thumbnail's for. All right. All right, so we have been hanging out for about an hour. I think that is a great opportunity to call it an evening. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me tonight. We're going to try to do this on a more frequent basis as we move forward, and share some more interesting setups here in the studio with you as well. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out, especially showing up without an announcement or a schedule or anything like that. So that has certainly been awesome. And yeah, we'll try to do this again real soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Take care.